trying to think of like
You know what I
other, like
noticed?
apocalypse games.
You know what I
Yeah?
noticed is that the East Coast sucks in comparison to the West Coast in Fallout.
Like in universe?
In universe, it sucks so much. Like, look at the West Coast. They literally have governments there.
Mm-hmm.
Infrastructure. They brought it back. They got infrastructure. They have
They're
trains.
they're on
The
top
NCR
of shit.
has tanks. And the East Coast has maybe a town and some squatters that call it a settlement.
And a
And
giant
some ruined
robot.
building. And a giant robot. That's all they have. 200 years and all you managed to build is a junkie house.
Yep. It. So what was it? I heard some people say that they liked Fallout 3 because everything was so dog shit and broken. Because everything was so much more apocalypsey. And they're like, oh, when I played Fallout, like, you know, oh, I tried to check out Fallout 2 and stuff, or like I checked out New Vegas, and like, you know, things are too well put together. Like, it's basically like, you know, they're rebuilding. I don't want to see that. And I'm like, huh?
Oh my
Like, they, for some reason, I think one thing that a lot of people will say to me that they like about Fallout 3 is they like the atmosphere. They talk about liking the atmosphere, how everything is like so nuclear apocalypse wastelandy in comparison. And they were like, oh, you could play New Vegas and not even know that like there had like been like a thing. And I'm like,
I mean, the wiped out buildings would beg to differ.
like it's exactly. It's very clear that something has happened, and like if you pay even in one iota of attention, it's clear that like yeah, there was a nuclear apocalypse, but also that like how many is 200 and something? Like
Yeah, I mean, people, like a town got destroyed, the people literally rebuilt that town within a year. Within a year.
people 200 years is a long fucking time, and I feel like when people play Fallout they forget that sometimes. Like think about right now, 200 years ago was what, 1822.
Like,
A lot has
yeah,
happened.
look at how much we've done in 200 years. Yeah, sure, we didn't have a nuclear holocaust, monsters, and, just, most of the population being wiped out. Yeah, we didn't have that. Partially, remember 2 world wars, that was a big dent on the population. But,
Yep.
I mean, look at, okay, good example. Look at Europe.
Right.
World War
yeah.
II, it was wiped out.
Yeah,
Wiped
China,
out.
a huge point. But
Yeah, 80 years ago, like Berlin was wiped off the face of the earth. Like, have you seen photos of Berlin at the end of World War II?
yeah, if you've seen the photos,
It looks like Fallout 3. It looks like Fallout 3, just skeletons of
Huge-
buildings.
huge destruction, and people have rebuilt it because that's what people do. People
The
rebuild.
city was rebuilt by 1950. For the most part, the city center was like new. They rebuilt it in like 5 years.
Yeah, because people
Look
do
at
that.
Japan. Hiroshima's back on the map. The town is now there. There's a monument and everything, but the city is back. So is Nagasaki.
Yeah,
They just
people-
rebuilt it, and like 80 years, they've done it.
And I would even say that in Fallout, so yeah, they've rebuilt. Of course, they haven't rebuilt the way that we have, like, because obviously we have a lot more like resources and what's it called when like people come together, like cooperation and nations coming together. Like Fallout, most of everybody's been wiped out entirely, so you don't have the same level of people. But they do. It's been 200 years. Of course they've rebuilt. Of course they're gonna rebuild. And I don't know. I do find it really funny when people are like, "Oh, like it's just not realistic." Bitch, what the? It's 200
What is-
years.
It's 200 years. That's multiple generations. Like, I'm betting that the general lifespan of a human in the wasteland is a lot shorter. Like, it's probably cut short, so it's like at least 10 generations. At
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
It's nuts that they expect that nothing would be rebuilt after this. I mean, recent example, Fukushima in Japan. Like, the entire coast was wiped out. Like, it's wiped out by the tsunami. It's ruined and irradiated too. And it's for the most part back. For the most part, And it's been like less than 10 years. They just built it.
Yeah.
People are living there now. It's fine.
Why the hell is stuff still irradiated 200 years later? Yeah, that's that's the game.
I mean, they explain it by by the sheer amount of bombs that fell. It's not just one bomb. Where like
Yeah, it was like
in
a lot.
Hiroshima. Plus, it's compared to modern nuclear bombs, the one that the Fat Boy, it's a pretty low yield. It didn't have that much radiation. So they explained via they sent their most lethal nukes there with the biggest amount. But again, after 200 years, I mean, it's even stated in Fallout lore that after like 30 years, it was safe to be outside. Like the radiation levels just dropped off. Enough so you could just go outside. Honest Hearts. Randall, the survivor.
Yeah.
He explained nuclear winter and how he just lived there. Like several years after the bombs dropped, and he was fine.
God, I love Randall Clark. I love him.
He's so good.
Yeah. Even though 200 years would be, have it dispersed into just higher the back. I think that's probably just game mechanics. They just wanted it to be
to limit your mobility a little bit. Oh, this area's too irradiated. I probably should move around and encounter those monsters they put there just for me.
Yeah, they want you to walk certain places, so that is absolutely like gameplay reality.
Yeah, but the fact that the capital wasteland is still a wasteland, I mean,
yeah,
there's also special super mutants are in there, so rebuilding efforts are probably stunted by it. Because
they shouldn't be there.
They really shouldn't be there. It was a Fall 1 thing.
Yeah,
but they needed orcs. They needed morally acceptable enemy to shoot. And it was better than a super mutant.
Zombies wasn't enough. Because that's how they were treating ghouls, I swear.
Like, there's no excuse for why the capital wasteland or the Commonwealth is still a wreck.
No.
Like, oh, what?
Really
they don't have building materials? How about this fucking city that is literally just ripe for the taking? Just take down this building and build something with it. It's not that they don't have materials. One of the game mechanics is literally you scavenging shit and building stuff. It's literally in the game mechanics. Why do I have to be follow Jesus all the time?
Every time you are
I have descended from the heavens and taught you the art of cement. What happened? Why did people like? Were they just sitting there waiting for you for 200 years? Is that it?
They just didn't want to do the work, man. Doing cement, making cement and laying
man,
it out is hard,
the main character of Fallout 4 is the most overworked motherfucker in existence. Like, imagine that. Like, man, I gotta build the entire precinct of Boston. God damn it, no one's doing anything on their own. Well, what's on my schedule? Let me see. Okay, I gotta rebuild the city. Provide build a farm, build a defensive structure, build multiple turrets. Like why can no one else do that? Like, why are you the only one? Like, I don't know why. Lately I'm just tired of being the chosen one so much. Just let me be a dude.
You mentioning turrets reminded me. The raiders in Fallout 4 suck. They're not even proper factions. They're just junkies.
They're just dudes. They're just dudes who are rude.
They're just dudes who suck. They're just dudes who are like, yeah, I took this building. And they all have like a terminal and they all write diaries.
Yeah, they all write diaries.
They all have like, dear diary, today I did raiding stuff. I bit off a guy's ear. Also, here's the some other raider. Like, they always name drop other raiders. So like, if you read enough of the diaries, you get like a little bit of like, I don't know, raider
a bit
lore.
of tidbits lore, like how several camps are actually interconnected because they had a feud. I remember that part. Oh my god, Dragonator is so right. What I hate most in Fallout is that most people live in ruins instead of building a nice new building. That is so true. There was this little settlement. I'm like, oh, you live here for generations and you still didn't patch up that fucking hole in your wall. Really?
Right? And they'll
Like,
just be
what about
like,
winter? You literally don't have a ceiling. How do you live here for generations? You just sleep under the rain and snow? Really?
yeah. And they'll have like a shattered like toilet and like a bathtub just in their house, not connected to any water or anything, and it's dirty and like next to the hole in the wall. And it's like, what is that for? Why haven't you moved that outside?
Yeah, why didn't you patch up the wall? You can build a farm, but you can't like nail a couple of planks on the wall, like to close the hole? Because animals are dangerous in this universe. Why aren't you like worried? You put a little like knee height fence that anything could jump over, and you're feeling safe.
Like they've got giant fucking flies, and I think Fallout 4 brings out like the mosquitoes and stuff. My grandpappy Kyle punched that hole. Hi, Nemo.
That's a family heirloom. Don't touch it.
Great. Now I want to like find out the lore of the holes.
My daddy put my head through that hole when I blundered. That taught me a lesson. Now I'm teaching this lesson to my kids.
I put their head through the hole too.
Now, Tommy, if you don't rake that ground right and don't plant the seeds, you see that hole over there? My daddy put me through it. I'm gonna put you through another hole.
Becoming Fallout Jesus, Robin. So yeah, what was I thinking about? So like,
Japanese.
with Fallout being the raiders and stuff, so they tried to fix it with the DLC with like Nuka World.
Oh, it was so lazy.
It was so lazy.
Oh, become raider, even though what if you're playing a good character? So I guess it's not for you.
No.
Good luck killing them. Good luck killing them.
Ah, man, I've never actually played that DLC fully. Like, I watched somebody play it online. I watched somebody do like, all the quests. You have to be evil to do it. And it seemed like just kind of middling. Like, I don't know. It was mostly commentary on like Disney.
True.
There's
even like the quest line where you find the frozen head of the creator of Nuka-Cola, which is a dig at Walt Disney, because there was that myth that he actually had his severed frozen head somewhere in a vault to keep him alive forever.
Which people are like, oh, it's not true. It's not true. I know it's probably not. I kind of wish it was. That would be kind of interesting. Just why would they just have that guy's head? Why would they?
So we could, actually, no idea why. Like, I would want to see that happen in real life just so we could ask why.
It would be interesting. It would be like, why? What's the point?
Also, the reason I hate the Nuka-Cola DLC so much is because it's the only way to make Preston Garvey shut up. If you side with the Raiders, he will never talk to you again or never ask you to, never tell you there's another settlement that needs help.
So does he like walk away? Does he like stop?
Yeah, he walks. He stops talking to you. He becomes hostile even if you join the Raiders.
Wow.
It's literally the only way to get rid of him forever. You just need to wreck all your settlements.